The title of today's class is Inflammation and Desurging, the Causes and Cures. So we've talked in the past about resurging, which is when the energy is coming up. For instance, the person's tired, there's no energy, they go to take a nap, or they go to sleep for the night, they wake up and resurging with energy. Or a person is D-ribose depleted, they take either D-ribose or Dr. Nerenberg's power sugar, which has the D-ribose in it, and is a resurging of energy, resurging of life. Person's losing energy, they have some coffee or caffeine, they get a resurging of energy. These are some of the physical approaches. Certainly there are spiritual processes of being filled with the Holy Spirit and resurging with power that way, or psychologically becoming happy and joyful. That's a resurging of energy. We'll be talking about those forms of resurging at other times. We're still talking right now at a physical level. We've talked about the science of food as medicine and promoting a resurging process. Now, desurging is the opposite of resurging. Resurging is being filled with life. Desurging is more of a death process. The metabolism goes down, the energy goes down. The desurging could be caused by many factors. It could be, for instance, a thyroid deficiency. The thyroid gland is not working properly. The metabolism goes down. The person's energy goes down. They're tired. They lose hair. They're depressed. They get headaches. Their feet and hands are cold. The nails get brittle. There's just a desurging process with that. Until then, if the person takes thyroxine, they take a medication, or they do something to improve the health of their thyroid, like taking iodine and L-tyrosine and selenium, vitamin A, vitamin D, and get good thyroid health, then there's a resurging, and the thyroxine, the T3 and T4 being produced, and they're resurging with energy. If a person has an adrenal depletion, so the adrenal glands aren't working properly, or they're exhausted, adrenal exhaustion, then there's a desurging, and it has to be replenished. Ashwagandha, from the ashwagandha root, both helps the thyroid gland, and helps the adrenals, and then the various herbs and substances that can be taken, natural food substances that can be part of a resurging process and ending the desurging process. So the title is Inflammation and Desurging. Now, they go together because all deadly diseases begin with inflammation. If you get a cut or a bruise, you'll get white blood cells, antibodies coming in to take care of the wound. So you get a certain inflammation. That's a normal inflammation. But if it's chronic, it's there for a week, a month, a year, chronic inflammation, that leads to the major diseases like cancer, cardiovascular disease, which heart attacks and strokes, and diabetes, plus periodontal disease. So they all stem off of inflammation. The best general index, the best marker that you can get for one thing you get in a blood workup, a blood test, it's called C-reactive protein, CRP. So you want to be writing these down because it's very important to remember. CRP, C-reactive protein. If you don't ask your physician to take that blood marker, they won't do it. You've got to ask for it. And if that's, my last blood test was less than 0.1. I've seen when normal is below 3. I've seen normal is below 0.8. Depends on the lab or whatever. The lab I went to recently below 0.8 was considered normal. Mine was less than 0.1. A year ago I was less than 0.2, so I even went down more. So to correct the desurging process, and keep in mind, if you get diabetes or cardiovascular disease or cancer, you're going to go into a desurging process. So to protect yourself and to keep the resurging process in a normal, optimal, healthy flow, you want to prevent the inflammation, chronic inflammation. So I'm going to tell you certain natural substances that you can take. So again, it's an extension of the science of food as medicine. There's certain foods you could take. For instance, ginger. Ginger is anti-inflammatory. It also protects the integrity of the cell membrane. We've known for a long time that DNA damage is dangerous for us. But now we're finding out that damage to the cell membrane, which affects the permeability of oxygen and nutrients going in and out of the cells, is more important than we ever realized. This is cutting edge. The integrity of the cell membrane ginger, and you have Brazil nuts, which has the selenium. The selenium also is important for the cell integrity of the cell membrane, and you can get that from many sources, including Brazil nuts.